Well, what a 48 hours here. Obviously the last video that you guys saw I posted 2 days ago, and it was titled the Black Ops 7 beta made me pre-order Battlefield 6, and my opinions were very strong towards the Black Ops 7 beta, and as I was filming this video, or that video, they came with an announcement. Call of Duty came with an announcement that said, we are going to do some matchmaking lobbies that have less skill involved and more just based on ping and connection. And so the last 2 days, I've kind of been testing these, and a lot of you guys have been tweeting me like, hey man, why aren't you doing a live? Why aren't you doing another video? I wanted to sit back and actually play and do a bunch of games on each playlist and kind of really see what I thought about it. And then I'm going to give you some opinions about that whole entire time that I had. And then obviously we're going to talk about why I don't really trust this. And also we got a little bit of Battlefield to talk about in this video as well. So let's go over all three of these. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of bullet point type of video, but I got my notes in front of me, so hopefully I'm not as scramble brained. But you guys have been saying that you've been enjoying these videos. So if you guys are enjoying them and I'm enjoying making them, we're going to keep doing it. So quick subscribe, do it right now. But anyway, let's talk about the playlist. So they opened up a open beta playlist, or an open mosh pit playlist, and it's just called mosh pit, which obviously the mosh pit it's skill based. So there's an open mosh pit that's less skill, and then a mosh pit that's skill based. And I'm going to be honest with you. I want to show this real quickly on the screen. I think this is very important. I went into the game the other day, the open mosh pit, and look how quickly we found a match. This is like BO2, Black Ops 1, MW2 levels of speed. Because back in the day, guys, they didn't base it around skill. It was all based around your connection and lobby balancing and team balancing. And I just got to be straight up honest with you guys. This has been some of the most enjoyable times on Call of Duty that I can remember, probably since like 2019, 2020, where obviously we had the war zone and like the MW19, just freshness and uniqueness. I was having a blast. I got on the other day, first game, I went like 65-7. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. And then of course I was nervous that the next game I was going to get absolutely dumped on, because that's just what we're used to. We're programmed to feel like, oh my gosh, I did good. Now I'm going to get punished. That's not what happened. Next game I went like 30-13. I went, oh my gosh, Call of Duty's back. And you know, when I first noticed it really happening, I saw Scump drop 8 nukes. I said that prior. I still think they might have gotten this matchmaking earlier or something like that. They might have been testing this matchmaking on Scump and then rolled it out to all the other people after, because you just don't get 8 nukes in one day without your matchmaking being the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So I think that there's a few things that I have to say about this. Number one, I really think them introducing this playlist and doing it after the fact, after the COD Next announcement, I think it really shows you how nervous they are. There's a tweet that I want to put up, and I don't know the proper, I should have had the tweet in front of me. I don't have it in front of me. But there was a tweet I saw on my timeline that actually inspired me to make this video, was that the Battlefield beta and open beta brought so many people to the actual game. And a lot of them were Call of Duty players that kind of said they were not going back to Call of Duty. They were only going to play Battlefield 6. And I think that, on top of the Steam numbers, which we saw were very low, they had to do something. There was no other option besides, hey, we have to give these people what they want. Because I think they were still going to hold on to it at COD Next. Like if the beta came out swinging and there was 150,000 people playing and pre-orders were through the roof, they were going to be like, well, we're good. Matchmaking's still working the way we want to. People are over it. They're done with it. They're done with the manipulation. They're done. It's reached levels of the 9-to-5ers. I retweeted a tweet the other day, and the guy said, I had my baby in my lap, a beer in my hand, and my headset off, and I just went like 3-30. It's Battlefield 6 for me this year. It's that simple, guys. It's even affecting people like that now. Before it was affecting the top percentage of players. Now it's affecting everybody. Now everybody knows they're in this algorithm, and Call of Duty has to do something about it. Again, reminder, 70K, 60K, even though it's on Steam, not impressive. And we all know that Activision moves the needle when money is the end all be all. That's when you're going to see Activision make moves. So the playlist comes out, and like I said, I've been having a great time. I've also tested the closed mosh pit, and you can just feel it. You can just feel the ickiness on your back. You're like, ugh. Now, my problem with this is, and you probably are wondering why you click. Why don't I trust Call of Duty? Here's the thing. Here's the situation I have in my head. They have done this, I think, on purpose. They have an open playlist and they have a closed playlist. They have a mosh pit. And actually, let me quickly say this. There's obviously a point A to this, and the point A is, you know that message that Call of Duty puts out every single year about the same exact time when they launch a new video game, and it's probably since 2020. There's a big long message in a blog and the whole thing that says, hey guys, we got our anti-cheat under control. We have got a better solution to block hackers and IP ban and blah, 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 blah. And then you play the game and then there's hackers. And you're like, well, didn't they just say that in 2020? And then the next year they said the same thing, and the next year and next year. And guess what? They did it again this year, 2025. And they said the exact same thing they've been saying the last couple years. And at this point, I'm like at a prove it situation with Call of Duty. You can say you're going to do all this stuff, but prove it. And I do want to give them credit, because during this beta, they have done a lot of the prove it. They've heard the feedback, the TTK, like I said, getting changed, the doors getting changed, you know, the matchmaking, not matchmaking, the tuning of guns and all that stuff, like the seasonal content. They're listening to what we've been asking for. And the final thing was this matchmaking. And so, do I think they've been forced to listen? Yeah, a little bit. But so anyway, back to my previous point. The reason why I'm a little nervous about this is they have an open playlist and they have a closed playlist. And to me, I am nervous that there's going to be people playing in both playlists. Obviously, there's so many people out there that have no idea what these playlists are. They're just clicking whatever they see. They're like, oh, open matchmaking. I probably don't want that. I'm just going to click Mosh Pit. And so I don't want them to come out in like 3 weeks and be like, hey guys, we collected all the data, and the data says people played both modes 50-50. And we don't see a reason why we need to implement that type of matchmaking, because we see the retention kind of staying the exact same. And don't tell me you can't hear Call of Duty coming out with a blog and saying that. Don't you dare tell me that. So they brought in S&D, another open version, which I was shocked with. Number one, S&D, another thing that they've listened to. Got to give them credit. S&D, they brought into the beta. They've never done that since like Black Ops 3, I think was the last one. Could be wrong on that. And it wasn't also an open version as well. Now, S&D is kind of a typically a sweaty game mode anyway. It's kind of the sweats go there to hit clips and stuff like that. I'm still sick. It's insane. So again, another open playlist, which I'm very grateful for. And then on top of that, they've added a hardcore playlist, all open. So I appreciate that, but I don't see why we're not just making the entire beta. Like, I think that there should be two options: open mosh pit and hardcore mosh pit. And the mosh pit has TDM, hardpoint, domination, overload, and S&D. Hardcore has the same exact thing. I don't want to pin these against each other. I don't want open mosh pit against mosh pit. I want the entire game to be open and see how people react. I can tell you from my timeline and from me talking to my friends, everybody's having the best time they've ever had on this game. So I don't know why we're not doing that. Again, I'm nervous that they might just go, hey, everything's fine, everything's the same. and we're good type of situation. So I think that is a concern. Now, I also think that they probably, now that we've all tasted it, I don't know how they could take it away. I think this would be the biggest shot in the foot they've ever done. Like, I think if they were to give it to us, take it back and say what I just said, you're going to have even more people on Battlefield 6. So maybe this was their plan the whole time. I'm giving them more credit maybe than they deserve, but maybe that was their entire plan. Now, where I want to go with that is I think that they still need a couple more announcements. One, I think that this open matchmaking should just be, there should be a big, massive announcement that says, hey, we are going to put this on every single mode. Like, I don't want this one. Okay, so let me fast forward. Let's say the release comes out. Okay, so Black Ops 7 comes out. I don't want them to have TDM, search and destroy, hardpoint, domination, and then open mosh pit up top. So it's just the only one that has less skilled is the open mosh pit. Let's be honest, that mode will get just as sweaty because all the casuals are just going to be in their TDM modes doing their normal thing, and they won't even acknowledge what open mosh pit is. They ain't going to click on that at all. So come the time of release, this matchmaking system in place needs to be on every single game mode. It just needs to be the default. We're not messing around with playlists. If they do a playlist like a Nuketown 24/7, that has the matchmaking. It has the normal OG classic matchmaking. And another thing that I think would also bang would be the announcement along with this matchmaking that disbanding lobbies are going away. Listen, like I said, I'm playing this beta, having a great time now, and you still can't create rivalries. You still can't do it in this beta. Me and my buddy Chris, we were playing last night. There was these guys that were talking trash and all this stuff, and I think we might have lost to him. Listen, I know I'm a streamer, but we did lose. And there was nothing more frustrating to me that I couldn't get right back into their lobby and go, hey boys, let me see if I can't learn. You guys, I think the one dude was like a sniper, and me, I'm a rusher, so I'm just sprinting, and I just die. But I learned. I went, oh, he's a sniper. Next game, I'm gonna adjust. I'm either gonna sit back or I'm gonna, like, you know, pop in from corner to corner. I'm not just gonna sprint at him like an animal. You're losing that. Yes, you can find lobbies quick, and yes, it's a great time, and you know, it's not as strict skill based, and you're getting decent kills, like I said, 50-20. But when you have that game where you kind of get beat up, or you have that game where there's a sweat on the other team, that was where the community came in, and that was where you wanted to get back at them. You created a rivalry, and then let's say you beat them, and then guess what? They want to come back at you, and then maybe you play a little tic-tac-toe or chess, and then you want to swap what you were doing. Like, oh, he thinks I'm going to pick and pop with an AR. Now I'm going to charge at him. And I think that was what was so fun about the OG Call of Duty. So playlist needs to be, get rid of the playlist. Just let it be open everywhere. Matchmaking needs to be a thing. It needs to stay. And disbanding lobbies needs to happen. Now, where does Battlefield come in on all this? Well, the entire overarching moves this year have been because of Battlefield. But I think there's one more that Battlefield has to nail, and it's the launch. Battlefield 6 comes out. Today's Monday. This video is going out right now. It launches in 4 days. And if Battlefield has a flop, like, let's just say this game, as good as it's been so far, and the marketing's been great, let's say this game launches and it just poos the bed. The servers don't work. You can't join in with friends, and, you know, they just botch it. They botch it. It's a 2042 all over again. I don't think it will be, but it's a 2042 all over again. Does that then let Call of Duty kind of chill again? If that makes sense. Oh, Battlefield flopped. BR is going to be okay. Whatever. We're just going to go back. We gave them content. We gave them little pieces here and there, and, you know, great changes, but we gave them now they're going to be fine. Now they're going to be like, see, it's not that bad over here at Call of Duty. And so Battlefield plays a big part. If they launch and they nail it, it's just going to be more of a punching match. You know, Call of Duty is going to have to come back with something else, which I think is the lobby disbandment thing. And we're just going to be out for a big fat war this year with Battlefield. They've already announced their season 1 content. One of their modes is S&D. I've covered it in a previous video. You'll see me on that game mode. You'll see me camo grinding. And so they just got to nail the launch. And so I really, really hope that they do. With all that said, the reason I titled this I'm nervous is because I've kind of said it throughout the video. I hope Battlefield has a great launch, which keeps pressure on Call of Duty. And I hope Call of Duty doesn't see some sort of weird data, because they've been talking about the data for the last 5-6 years. And that data is obviously, whoever's typing that data, I don't know if they know what they're doing. So the data, whatever they're reading from this beta, I hope it's what I've been seeing on my social media and not whoever's been crunching the data the last 4 or 5 years. Those two things make me a little bit nervous. But anyway, guys, I've had a great time making this video today. Also, real quickly, thank you very much for your support. If you want to subscribe again, I plugged it earlier in the beginning. And I also, I do want to plug my Twitter. Twitter's been going great for me lately. And I've been able to get in contact with you guys. We've been chatting, and a lot of you guys have been DMing me and giving me video ideas and asking me for suggestions of live streams. So I really appreciate that if you want to follow me over there. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this beta is going well? Have you been enjoying it? Have you even been playing it? Are you just prepping for Battlefield 6 and you don't give a crap about Call of Duty this year? You're just waiting for Modern Warfare 4? Or if you're like me and maybe more of the sane people out there, maybe you're just gonna play both this year and enjoy both of them at the same time as well. But again, thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below all your opinions, and we'll see you in the next video.